This 3-day training for members of the Gambia Police Force and border officials converged for a community session focused on child smuggling and trafficking, supported by the Office of the High Commission for Human Rights. This capacity building scheme comes amid renewed efforts to strengthen border security and law enforcement to end child trafficking. Addressing the gathering, Police Prosecutor Alpha Baji said the training targets police officers working at the border entry points to raise their understanding of issues surrounding child smuggling and trafficking and ways to tackle the menace.
You are the frontliners. You are the people that would meet with all these smugglers and these traffickers. And now, how do you go about dealing with them? This is why this training is of utmost importance. And this would help us get the know-how of how we handle these smugglers and how do they do their operations. We will try our level best. By the time we leave this hall, all of us would understand what child trafficking and smuggling is.
Representative of the police commissioner in the Upper River region, Chief Police Superintendent, who doubles as the operation, Ismail Abayi, emphasized the importance of capacity building, saying equipping police officers with requisite knowledge of child trafficking and smuggling will make their work easier in the fight against the practice, urging the participants to make the best use of the opportunity.
And I believe this training is key, more especially within these borderline areas. Basse region is far from Banjul. If the Inspector General of the Police have the burden to select people under a unit to come and meet us here, I think that's a lovely welcome. One person alone cannot do it. It's a collective responsibility, and I feel those present here today will gain something out of this program.
The National Project Coordinator of the United Nations High Commission for Human Rights, Ms. Mary Adams, said a key component of the training of police border officials on child smuggling and trafficking includes community engagement, which she described as timely. Ms. Adams explained that the Office of the High Commission for Human Rights aims to strengthen child protection system in the Gambia, noting the significant milestone achieved in supporting the system.
Child trafficking has remained resilient globally despite the legal efforts to end it. In West Africa, including the Gambia, whilst there are extensive legislative and policy provisions to combat, protect, and assist children who are victims of trafficking, there is still need for strengthened institutional mechanisms and adequate resources dedicated to curbing the problem. This training, which is going to be conducted in URR, LRR, and North Bank regions for a total of 90 police officers, will not only strengthen awareness of border officials on the manifestations of child smuggling and trafficking within the Gambian context, but will also equip them with the necessary tools and techniques to identify potential cases of trafficking and smuggling at borders, as well as familiarize them with the legal frameworks and protocols governing child trafficking, both nationally and internationally.
The governor's representative, Musa Conte, reaffirms the region's commitment to combat all forms of trafficking of children and women, describing them as the most vulnerable group in society.
Child trafficking and smuggling is now booming. It's becoming the order of the day. So having experts, security experts seated here today to discuss, to sensitize, and also to be trained on how to track these smugglers is very, very important. When I look at the reading, I saw community sensitization, which is very, very important. Because many a times, these traffickers are people within us, and we are the very people that hide these traffickers. So it is important that we sensitize the community.
Since its inception in 2019, this project has implemented numerous tangible interventions for children and victims of human rights violations, with the Child Welfare Unit of the Gambia Police Force renewing commitment to curb child smuggling and trafficking, as well as gender-based violence in the country. Saidou, reporting for the News from Basse Upper River region.